If you're watching this, you've probably noticed more hair in the shower drain and felt concerned. Trust me, you're not alone. Is this normal shedding or is it the start of something worse? It's something I discuss with my patients all the time. Noticing more hair than usual can be unsettling, but hair loss isn't always about age or genetics. It's a biological battle happening beneath your scalp against hormones, stress, and even your own immune system. The good news? Science has cracked the code on why hair falls out, and more importantly, how to stop it. Whether you're just starting to notice extra strands or have been grappling with hair loss for a while, this video is for you. Stick around, because at the end, we'll reveal a surprising new breakthrough that could permanently reverse hair loss. Let's get started. Before we jump into the causes of hair loss, it's helpful to understand the normal life cycle of a hair follicle. Your hair isn't meant to last forever. It's constantly cycling through crucial phases. Think of it like a well-choreographed dance with different phases. Each hair on your head is constantly growing, resting, shedding, and regenerating in a cycle that usually lasts several years. The first phase, anagen, is the growth phase, lasting 2 to 7 years. During this time, hair grows about half an inch every month. Genetics and hormonal influences determine the duration of this phase. Think of this like a tree growing strong roots. The longer this phase, the longer your hair can get. But what if this phase is cut short? That's exactly what happens with hair loss disorders. Next is the catagen phase, a short transitional period lasting about 2 to 3 weeks. Here's where your hair gets locked in. The hair follicle starts to shrink and detaches from its blood supply. Hair growth slows down as the hair strand is still anchored in place but is no longer growing. Then comes the telogen phase, the resting phase, lasting about 3 months. Imagine a factory shutting down production. No new growth happens here. A new hair starts forming underneath, eventually pushing out the old hair. If too many hairs enter this phase at once, you'll notice sudden, excessive shedding, a condition known as telogen effluvium. Finally, we have the exogen phase, where the old hair is shed from the scalp, making room for new growth. You usually lose about 50 to 100 hairs a day as part of this natural shedding process. But if you're seeing clumps of hair in your hands, something is forcing your follicles into an early retirement. So what's really sabotaging your hair? Hair loss occurs when something disrupts hair growth cycle. This could be due to genetics, hormonal changes, stress, nutritional deficiencies, or medical conditions. For example, if hair follicles spend less time in the growth phase or more time in the resting phase, you might notice more shedding and less growth. Everyone's hair growth cycle is a little different, influenced by factors like age, ethnicity, and overall health. Understanding this cycle gives you a solid foundation for understanding hair loss and potential treatments. Now that we've covered the hair growth cycle, let's dive into common culprits behind hair loss. Hair loss isn't a single condition, but a symptom of underlying imbalances in the body. It's often a combination of factors. One of the biggest players is genetics. Androgenetic alopecia or pattern baldness is largely determined by family history. Ever heard of DHT? It's like kryptonite for your hair follicles. DHT or dihydrotestosterone is a byproduct of testosterone. Your genes can make you more sensitive to a hormone called DHT, meaning even normal DHT levels can cause miniaturization of follicles. In men with genetic sensitivity, DHT shrinks hair follicles, weakens strands, and eventually shuts them down. It's like a slow suffocation of your scalp. Who's at risk? Men are more prone due to higher testosterone levels. Women with conditions like PCOS may also experience androgen-driven hair loss. The fix? Medications like finasteride block DHT, while minoxidil increases blood flow to starving follicles. Saw palmetto, a natural DHT blocker, is gaining attention for its ability to reduce hair thinning without medication. Hormones play a huge role too, especially for women. Major hormonal shifts like puberty, pregnancy, and menopause can impact your hair. Thyroid imbalances can also mess with your hair growth cycle. Chronic stress can take a toll on our bodies, including our hair. Ever notice more hair loss after a stressful period? That's not a coincidence. Stress floods your body with cortisol, a hormone that pushes too many hairs into the resting phase. This is why major life events, breakups, illnesses, extreme dieting can trigger sudden shedding. The fix? Meditation, exercise, and proper sleep lower cortisol levels and can restore healthy hair growth. Studies show that just 15 minutes of deep breathing daily can reduce cortisol levels by 50%. Nutritional deficiencies like not getting enough iron, zinc, vitamin D or biotin can also contribute to hair loss. Your hair is made of keratin, a protein requiring amino acids, vitamins, and minerals to stay strong. If your diet is lacking, your hair starves. The worst offenders? Iron deficiency leads to weak, brittle hair, as iron is essential for oxygen transport to hair follicles. Biotin deficiency slows down hair growth as it plays a role in keratin production. Vitamin D deficiency linked to dormant hair follicles, as vitamin D activates hair follicle stem cells. Zinc deficiency can lead to increased hair fall, as zinc helps regulate the function of hair follicles. The fix? Boost your diet with lean proteins, leafy greens, and nuts. Or try a hair-specific supplement with iron, biotin, and zinc. Pumpkin seeds are packed with zinc, a key nutrient for hair regrowth. Scalp health is important too. Would you plant a garden in dry, cracked soil? Your scalp is the same. Dandruff, excess oil and inflammation clog follicles and slow growth. Conditions like seborrheic dermatitis and psoriasis can trigger excessive shedding. The fix? Use scalp scrubs to clear buildup. Try antifungal shampoos if you have flaking. Caffeine-infused products can stimulate dormant follicles. Caffeine shampoo isn't just a gimmick. It actually extends the growth phase of hair. Aging is another factor. As we get older, hair follicles shrink, hair growth slows, and we may not regenerate hair as quickly. Certain medications and medical treatments can also cause hair loss as a side effect. Lastly, autoimmune disorders, when your body attacks your hair. In alopecia areata, your immune system mistakes your hair follicles for invaders and attacks them, causing sudden bald spots. The fix? While there's no permanent cure, treatments like steroid injections and JAK inhibitors can regrow hair in many cases. Scientists are developing gene therapy to stop autoimmune-driven hair loss before it starts. So these are the main reasons for hair fall. The good news is that once you identify the root cause of your hair loss, you can start exploring treatment options. Each piece of information helps you see the bigger picture and find the right solution for you. Let's talk about the common types of hair loss. Hair loss comes in different forms, each with unique causes and patterns. Androgenetic alopecia, also known as pattern baldness, is the most common type, caused by genetic sensitivity to DHT, leading to gradual hair thinning, usually at the crown and hairline in men and diffuse thinning in women. Telogen effluvium results in sudden excessive shedding due to physical or emotional stress, illness or deficiencies in nutrients like iron and biotin. Alopecia areata is an autoimmune condition where the immune system mistakenly attacks hair follicles, leading to round bald patches that can appear anywhere on the scalp or body. Traction alopecia occurs when constant tension from tight hairstyles like braids, ponytails, or extensions damages follicles, leading to gradual hair thinning, especially around the hairline. Scarring alopecia, also known as cicatricial alopecia, is caused by inflammatory conditions such as lupus or lichen planopilaris, which destroy hair follicles and replace them with scar tissue, leading to permanent hair loss. Identifying your type of hair loss early can help determine the best treatment approach, whether it's lifestyle changes, medical therapy, or specialized hair care routines. Now for the part you've all been waiting for, the treatments. We've come a long way in the fight against hair loss, and there are more effective options than ever before. Let's start with FDA-approved medications, minoxidil and finasteride. Minoxidil is a topical solution that increases blood flow to the hair follicles. Finasteride is a pill that blocks the conversion of testosterone to DHT. Dutasteride is more potent than finasteride, producing more hair regrowth in androgenic alopecia. It inhibits both type 1 and type 2 5-alpha reductase, blocking DHT more effectively than finasteride. However, it may have more systemic side effects such as decreased libido and gynecomastia. Both medications can be effective but come with potential side effects, so talk to your doctor. The hair loss industry is evolving at breakneck speed, and it seems like every other day there's a new miracle topical promising a luscious mane. While minoxidil remains the reigning champion, these emerging alternatives and adjuncts offer exciting possibilities. Some backed by solid science, others still wading through the waters of clinical validation. Redensil, for example, doesn't just encourage hair growth. It practically sweet-talks your follicles into waking up and getting to work. By targeting hair follicle stem cells and dermal papilla cells, it coaxes them into the anagen phase, making it a strong contender for early-stage hair loss. Meanwhile, Procapil, which sounds like a pharmaceutical superhero, combines biotinyl GHK, apigenin, and oleanolic acid to boost blood flow and fortify follicles. Think of it as a protein shake for your scalp. Then we have Capixil, a fusion of peptides and red clover extract, subtly working behind the scenes to inhibit DHT and regenerate follicles. The science looks promising, but it's still waiting for its big break in long-term studies. Nanoxidil is essentially minoxidil's hip, modern cousin, boasting deeper penetration without the pesky alcohol-induced irritation. Whether it surpasses minoxidil remains to be seen, but it's certainly generating buzz. Adenosine, often overshadowed by its more famous competitors, plays a crucial role in fibroblast growth factor stimulation, with Japanese studies giving it a nod of approval. Melatonin, on the other hand, isn't just for sleep. It moonlights as a follicular bodyguard, fighting oxidative stress and prolonging the anagen phase. For the caffeine addicts out there, caffeine-infused topicals aim to block DHT at the follicular level, basically giving your hair follicles an espresso shot to keep them awake. But if you want something with a little more scientific muscle, pyrolutamide is in clinical trials as a topical androgen receptor antagonist, showing promising early results against androgenetic alopecia. Then we have the ever-controversial topical finasteride, which promises the benefits of its oral counterpart without the dreaded systemic side effects. Early studies suggest it holds up well, but as with all things DHT related, individual responses may vary. And let's not forget tretinoin, a retinoic acid that enhances minoxidil absorption while simultaneously making your scalp feel like it's being personally insulted by a chemical peel. Final verdict? Minoxidil remains the gold standard, but these new kids on the block are making a strong case for combination therapy. A cocktail of minoxidil plus redensil, minoxidil plus topical finasteride, or even caffeine plus Capixil could offer enhanced results. Science is moving fast, and while we're not quite at the stage of hair loss reversal by sheer willpower, we're getting closer to treatments that offer real, tangible hope. If only follicles could read, we'd just send them an encouraging email. Dear hair, please stop leaving. Next, lifestyle and diet modifications. Sometimes simple lifestyle changes and nutritional support can make a big difference. Eating a balanced diet rich in vitamins, minerals, and protein can help. Managing stress through techniques like exercise, meditation, or yoga can also help. High-tech treatments like low-level laser therapy or LLLT and platelet-rich plasma or PRP therapy are promising. Low-level laser therapy or LLLT uses red or near-infrared light to energize hair follicle cells, boosting ATP production in mitochondria and increasing blood circulation to the scalp. It's FDA approved for androgenetic alopecia, and studies show it can improve hair count. Devices like laser helmets, caps, and combs make this a non-invasive and convenient option. While LLLT alone won't reverse severe hair loss, it can be an excellent adjunct to minoxidil or finasteride. Platelet-rich plasma or PRP therapy is a game changer for those in the early stages of hair loss. It works by drawing a small amount of your blood isolating the platelet-rich plasma loaded with growth factors and injecting it into the scalp. These growth factors stimulate dormant hair follicles, improve blood flow, and prolong the anagen growth phase. Multiple studies confirm its effectiveness, especially when combined with minoxidil or finasteride. If you're noticing thinning but still have active follicles, PRP can be a powerful booster. Microneedling involves rolling or stamping tiny needles into the scalp, creating micro-injuries that stimulate growth factors like platelet-derived growth factor and fibroblast growth factor. These factors improve hair follicle health and enhance the absorption of topical treatments like minoxidil. Clinical trials show that microneedling significantly boosts hair regrowth when combined with minoxidil, making it a must-try for those dealing with early to moderate hair loss. For those suffering from alopecia areata, a condition where the immune system attacks hair follicles, JAK inhibitors like baricitinib have shown groundbreaking results. These drugs block inflammatory pathways responsible for hair loss and are FDA approved for severe cases. However, they are not effective for genetic baldness or androgenetic alopecia. Hair transplantation is a more permanent solution but can be costly. If you've already lost significant hair, hair transplantation remains the best permanent solution. The latest techniques include follicular unit extraction, in which individual follicles are removed and transplanted, leaving minimal scarring, and direct hair transplantation, a precise method using special pens for transplantation which improves graft survival and density. Both methods offer natural-looking results and are ideal for those with advanced hair loss. Researchers are exploring cutting-edge technologies like stem cell therapy, hair cloning, and CRISPR gene editing. Stem cell therapy aims to regenerate hair follicles. Stem cell therapy involves extracting stem cells from adipose tissue or bone marrow and injecting them into the scalp to regenerate dying follicles. Exosomes, on the other hand, are small messenger molecules derived from stem cells that send signals to stimulate follicular activity. While early trials are promising, long-term data is still limited. However, these therapies are gaining attention for their potential to reverse hair loss at a cellular level. Hair cloning involves creating new hair follicles for transplantation. Imagine taking a few of your hair follicle stem cells, multiplying them in a lab, and reimplanting them to regrow lost hair permanently. This is the idea behind hair cloning and follicular regeneration. While still in experimental stages, some biotech companies are running human trials. If successful, this could be the holy grail of hair loss treatments. CRISPR gene editing holds the potential to correct genetic defects causing hair loss. Autologous scalp cell therapy is a new dimension in hair regeneration. Still in the research phase, this technique regenerates hair follicles using the patient's own dermal papilla cells or DPCs by injecting them into the scalp. Early trials are showing promise, but widespread availability is still a few years away. These technologies offer a glimpse into a future where hair loss could become a thing of the past. Imagine a world where we could regrow hair with the same ease that we regrow our skin after a cut. It's an exciting time to be in the field of hair restoration. Hair loss solutions aren't one size fits all. Your best option depends on the cause and severity of your condition. For early stage hair loss, treatments like PRP, microneedling, and low-level laser therapy help stimulate hair follicles and prevent further shedding. For moderate hair loss, more aggressive approaches like dutasteride, exosome therapy, or a powerful combination of PRP, minoxidil, and microneedling can significantly boost regrowth. For severe hair loss, if hair follicles are too damaged, hair transplantation using techniques like FUE or DHI remains the most effective long-term solution. For autoimmune-related hair loss, such as alopecia areata, JAK inhibitors like baricitinib are game changers, helping regrow hair by blocking the inflammatory response attacking follicles. The best results often come from combining multiple treatments based on your needs. Last but not least, how can you keep your hair healthy? Keeping your hair healthy requires a combination of proper nutrition, good hair care practices, and lifestyle habits. Eating a balanced diet rich in proteins, healthy fats, and vitamins like biotin, iron, and zinc provides the essential nutrients needed for strong, healthy hair growth. Reducing stress through regular exercise, meditation, and quality sleep helps prevent stress-related hair shedding, such as telogen effluvium. Avoiding tight hairstyles like braids, ponytails, or buns minimizes traction on hair follicles, reducing the risk of traction alopecia. Keeping your scalp clean by washing regularly with a mild, sulfate-free shampoo helps prevent buildup, dandruff, and clogged follicles that can hinder hair growth. Most importantly, act early. Whether you notice increased shedding, thinning, or changes in hair texture, addressing hair loss at the first signs increases the chances of slowing or even reversing it with the right treatments. In essence, when it comes to hair loss, it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. Genetics, hormones, and lifestyle all play a part. With the right information and a proactive approach, you can take control of your hair health. Early intervention is key. Talk to your doctor or a dermatologist specializing in hair loss. They can help you determine the underlying cause and recommend the most effective treatment plan. There are solutions out there to help you regain a healthy head of hair and your confidence. Hair loss isn't an overnight process, and neither is regrowth. The key is early action. Whether you choose medications, natural remedies, or advanced treatments, your best chance at saving your hair is starting now. So, what's your next step? Will you wait and hope, or take control of your hair's future today? Drop a comment below. What's been your biggest struggle with hair loss? Let's talk solutions. See you next time. Keep watching MedGrow and take care of yourself.